Well, hello, YouTube. Welcome to another episode of Sci-Fi News and Reviews. And I'm sort of going to do one of these once a week when I can. It's just my thoughts on what's going on in the world of science fiction. It's been pretty interesting this week. William Shatner said he'd like to return to Star Trek. Quite frankly, I think he should just hang up the toupee now. And, well, there isn't really much point for him to come back. No, I'm not being negative or nasty. I just don't think he's too old now, and I mean, would you want a Kirk series like Picard? Yeah, again, they are similar ages, aren't there? I suppose. Yeah, I think William Shatner, he must be in his 80s now, but it's. I just don't. I think. Well, he died in Generations. I know there were the books that came out, the Return and all that, but that's not canon, is it? So should he return? Should he? It's like, could he have appeared in Discovery? Or Captain Pike. I assume that's where they're going. But I think that they're going to get if there is going to be a Lieutenant Kirk or Ensign Kirk or whatever, it's going to be, how would you say it? I'd say it'd be another actor. And that's going to make it interesting. Obviously, they'll look for somebody. I mean, out of Star Trek Continues, I always found Vic Mignogna. He was the one that could play Kirk, really. If there's any Kirk people that can play that part, it's definitely him. That'd be quite interesting if they offered him a gig. It's like a young Kirk, that'd be interesting. And he could pull it off. But should be interesting, But is it? I just he could. What's he going to do? Travel back in time or something? Now, originally there was a story before they did the Mirrorverse that Mirror Darkly in Enterprise. There was an episode to get him in where apparently the Tantalus field was sending people somewhere else, and obviously Spock used it to get rid of him. This is what I read, and. They were going to get rid of him, and then Archer comes to this planet where there must have been transported from Mirrorverse, sent back in time, and they're just on this planet with other people. It's a prison or whatever. Nobody were being vaporized. So that would have made an amazing episode to see Mirrorverse Kirk. Now I read the books, and he's like the Emperor and all this when it all fell, and he's behind. I mean, there were loads of like canon about the Mirrorverse and Emperor Tiberius Kirk and this, which was sort of interesting, but it's not canon, is it? It were in the books, but they were a great read back in the day. So to bring him back, I don't think William Shatner. I mean, maybe he could pull somebody else off. Maybe, he could be another character. Captain Kirk's granddad or something. I don't know if it'd work to have him back. I mean, let me know your thoughts on this. To me, he got finished in Generations. He didn't die the way I wanted him to die. That it was a bit of a cop out, that film, for me. But I have a theory which would be interesting, but I will get to that in a minute. Now, apparently, Jason Isaacs has been interviewed, and he said he's up for returning as Prime Lorca. But now that's going to be interesting. Is he going to be in Strange New Worlds, or is he going to be in Discovery? Now we know Discovery's gone 1,000 years in the future. Maybe they could meet William Shatner 1,000 years in the future. And now it could work, couldn't it? Well, I don't. Yeah, that's open for debate, but I don't think that he should come back. But see Prime Lorca would be interesting, but is he dead or what? Is he a prisoner in the mirror universe? Don't know. He could be trapped somewhere else. He's out there somewhere. And, it would be good. I love Gabriel Lorca's character. I loved him at first season of Discovery, but I want the mirror Lorca back. So I've just read this. This is on... Trek Movie, the source for everything new in Star Trek. Jason Isaac hints he could return to Star Trek as Prime Lorca. I want his mirror character back, because his mirror character might have dead. He might have been transported somewhere else. Right, I've got a theory, but I'll probably get shot down for it. This is what's said as for June 4th. The enthusiastic fan response to the introduction of Anson Mount's Captain Pike in the second season of Star Trek Discovery resulted in Mount leading the recently announced series Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Now, the actor who played the captain of the first season of Discovery is responding to the news and hinting he may be back too. Prime Lorca could have a future in Star Trek. Jason Isaacs played Captain Gabriel Lorca in season 1 of Discovery, and he spoke glowingly about the Strange New Worlds announcement on the Empire Film podcast. People love watching Pike. They love the retro thrill of it. They love being on the Enterprise again. They love Pike and Spock, and Anson Mount and even Pike were great. They were good. The great chemistry between them. Were great. Felt that given Picard is very different and Discovery focuses on the number one and not the captain. It's a much more traditional sense that ship those characters felt at home. Interesting. Any more? When it comes to Captain Lorca, there's a challenge to doing more with the character. Late in the first season of Discovery, it was revealed that he was actually from the Mirror Universe. Then the character was killed off rather thoroughly via a complete disintegration. But was this the end of Lorca's story? I don't think he was disintegrated. He might have been transported somewhere else. Because somewhere on that, that network, he might have just been zapped somewhere else. I mean, he could be in the future. Discovery he could be next villain. I mean, that's all been made up. But it would be interesting, wouldn't it? That when they go 1,000 years in the future, he's there. That'd be insane. But then again, it would be good to make evil Lorca in the future. On the podcast, when asked if Lorca will follow Pike to his own show, Isaac hinted he could be back, but not as the same character. Where is Prime Lorca? Well, I admit that we talk. It's not like when Mirror Lorca bit the bullet. Oh, right. Maybe he did. Bit the bullet. There wasn't a clamoring for Prime Lorca, but the thing is, it has got to be a great story. Pike is already there. We know what he is like. We've seen him. He's great. We don't know who Prime Lorca is. If he is Mirror Lorca's Frank Spencer, like the wimpish character in British sitcom Cousin, then nobody wants to spend time with him. He's going to have to be as interesting as ballsy, and you have to find him a ship and find him a context to bring him into a story. So we talk, and if we come up with something we think is fabulous, I will happily go on a starvation diet required to slip into the snakeskin uniform again. In that reply, Isaac said twice, we talk, and presumably he's referring to some kind of discussions with CBS, head of Star Trek Alex Kurtzman, or other Trek producers. And then if we come up with something common, also indicate these discussions may be ongoing. Well, a full series based on Lorca may not be likely. A miniseries could be the idea of limited Star Trek series has been mentioned by CBS in the past. There are other plausible options to bring back Isaac to play Prime Lorca, including as a guest on Strange New Worlds or one of the other Star Trek series, or possibly even as the star of a Star Trek show. Isaac isn't the only one who's thought about Lorca's return, as this tweet from 2018 indicates. So long and thanks for all the fish. Isaacs is right. We never saw the Prime Universe of Lorca after he and his ship, the US Baran, were pulled into the Mirror Universe. The Mirror Lorca assumed his identity in the Prime Universe. The Baran was destroyed, but that does not mean that Prime Lorca died with it. It is entirely possible that he survived and could find his way back home to the Prime Universe. Isaac garnered a lot of praise from fans for his work on Discovery, so there could be an appetite to see him return. It's that Prime Lorca would be an entirely new character, although Mirror Lorca managed to convince Starfleet to give him a new command and temporarily fooled his old girlfriend, Admiral Calwell. So there are similarities, and that to me, that is it's extremely interesting. I think he's going to make a return. It would make sense to bring him back. I mean, I would like to see the evil version, but is he in the Mirror Universe? I mean, I don't know. He's out there somewhere, so it would be good. I thought Jason Isaacs hammered it as Gabriel Lorca, even when we all found out. There were questions through the first season. Do you remember the question there's something not right? The scars on his back. There were things, weren't there? Like, there's something not right about this guy. But what's interesting, when I watched it, when he first turned up in I think it's the third, when he turned up after the two-parter, there's the scene where he speaks to her, and she leaves. She leaves his office, Burnham, and he stares at himself in the mirror for about a couple of seconds. It's just like this moment where he just looks at his reflection in the mirror. And I sort of missed that first episode. But when I watched it again, the whole series, I thought, good God, they planted the Easter egg in at the beginning of the series. So it would be cool. I don't know about Captain Kirk. I think William Shatner, I just don't think for me, it maybe some people will like to see him, but for me, I don't think it'd work. Getting a new Kirk in, it worked with Spock. So I think we could have a young guy playing Kirk, which would be interesting. But I'm hoping, personally, I would like the Mirror Lorca to survive the evil one and return as like a season 4 villain or something, which would be pretty cool. I mean, it was an interesting bit about a Star Trek miniseries. What was interesting? I'd read for years they'd like to do Khan, his life back on Earth with the wars, the eugenics wars and all that. I'd like to see a Khan miniseries, which I would be fascinating. Like a 10-part series about when his creation to his growth to power and then his escape from Earth. And then it just floats off into deep space at the end, when the human race has finally kicked him out. So that's it, really. I mean, it's interesting stuff. I mean, definitely Jason Isaacs, marvellous. But not too sure about the William Shatner thing. But to get a new Kirk in, definitely up for it. I've heard that there's going to be a new Kirk popping up in Strange New Worlds. It's going to be interesting who plays that part. But this is me just reading stuff off the internet and what people are saying. So, guys, I will see you on the next Sci-Fi News Review. And I don't know what we'll cover next time, but it should be interesting. So, live long and prosper. And yeah, I'll see you soon.